Alright, so listen. In music, oftentimes we will count to 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are called downbeats. There are spaces in between those downbeats and where we can play rhythm, right? So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. They're called subdivisions. You can subdivide in a lot of different ways. This is important because when switching chords on a guitar, you want to move in between those downbeats, specifically like between the beats 4 and 1. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, change, 1, 2, 3, 4, change, 1, 2, 3, 4, change, 1. So it's like, we call it the and of 4, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. You want to change on that and. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you want to move your body in time as late as possible when changing chords. And so, let's go to the guitar. There are 2 things I want you to practice. Well, there's 2 things that I practiced in order to get a little bit better at this. Let me show you. Okay, so here are the 2 things that you need to learn in order to switch chords very fast. First thing is find your strumming pattern, learn it, and learn it well. So for this case, I'm just going to do 8 notes, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's super simple. Learn that to where you don't have to think about it. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Super simple. Next thing you want to do is learn your chords very, very well. We're going to be taking the chords from Jack Johnson's Upside Down because they're fun and they sound good. So the first chord is an E major, F sharp minor, A major, B major. You can play it that way, or you can play it here, 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 here. I know the angle's weird, but you'll figure it out. You can figure it out. Don't even worry about it. After you get your strumming pattern really good, you got to make sure that you can get the chords really good. So something you can practice is go through the chords and practice having your hand off and then on. And you're there, right? So let me move real fast. So like off and then on, and you're there. Off and then on, and you're there. See that? So just practice taking your hand off and then putting it back into the chord shape as quickly as possible. Right? And the harder you can get onto it, the more confident you'll be and the faster you'll be able to change them. You can also practice just going as fast as you can. Here's one chord, there's another chord. And you can practice that motion until you get it super quick. Same with this one. And same with this one. You're going to practice this until it feels really good. And you're going to practice it slow. Maybe even slower than that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then practice this. Just go move this on the end of 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 3 and 4 and 1. Right? You see that? See how simple that is? It's simple, but it's probably going to be very difficult when you first start. So don't even worry about a metronome. Just practice going as steady as you can. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, change. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, change. Eventually you can speed it up. You can get something like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. Right? The next thing you would do is you would change your strumming pattern. You'd make it whatever you want, right? So let's just take the actual strumming pattern from Upside Down, and it goes like this. Right? It's a little bit more complicated, and if you want to learn that one, then slow that down and figure it out, or I can make another video on it, whatever. Anyways, now the chord, also if you're in the chorus of the song, the chords change twice as fast as so they change twice per measure instead of once per measure. Before we were going 1, 2, 3, 4, change 1. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, change 1, 2, 3, 4, change 1. That's 1 time per measure. During the chorus, it's twice per measure, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So it's the same idea. You want to move as late as possible while still being in time. So move on the and of 2, 1, 2, and 1, right? And then move on the and of 4, 1 and 2, change 3 and 4, change 1 and 2, change 3 and 4, change. Right? Super easy, super simple. Not easy, but simple. I'm sorry, I had to leave for a little bit, but I'm back now, and with a different pair of clothes. Anyways, what we were talking about was changing the chord twice per measure, right? So a measure is 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a measure. Normally we'd only change once, but sometimes you change twice. Just depends on the type of feel that you want for the song. In the chorus of Upside Down, he changes twice per measure. And it's a little bit tricky. And this isn't a tutorial on how to play Upside Down. It's simply a tutorial on how to change chords more quickly. And so, just for the sake of simplicity, change the chord on 3 and on 4. But what I mean by that is really move an 8th note before you're supposed to land. So if I'm landing on 3, I'm going to move an 8th note before, which is the and of 2. So that's going to be like 1 and 2, change, 3 and 4, right? 1 and 2, change, 3 and 4. Because I want to be there and set by the time the chord lands. So that's another thing you can practice, is you can go in time, try to change as fast as possible. So like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... Ooh, I messed up at the end there, but you see the point? You can practice that. Hell yeah, it's very good. And you can practice that for every chord shape. Like, that one's probably going to be the hardest one. If not, then this one going from B, from B to E. Ooh, that is hard. Anyways, I've got to practice that apparently. You can practice it too. The more you practice stuff like this, the easier chord changes are going to be. So for the chorus of Upside Down, you just add on this little strumming pattern. Right? You can learn that by slowing down the video. 1, 2, da, 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 da. If you want to learn that, I'd recommend learning how to sing it first and then trying to play with your hand. If you can vocalize it, that means that you've got it in your head, so putting it to your hand is a lot easier. Anyways, you would go something like this. That's how you change chords quickly. Practice that. Like, do stuff like that, and eventually it'll start to get very simple, very easy. Yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.